Finally, Monday has come back. Let's get to it. Welcome to the Monday Night Online Open Mic presented by the legendary New Eurekan Poets Cafe. I will be your host for the evening. My name is Elemen2al. Happy Monday. This is the jump off, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. We do this every Monday for the past 177 weeks. Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Whew. Here we go again, y'all. For real. As I said, every Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. If you're watching on one of these streams, shout out, appreciate you. And you would like to join us in the Zoom, the number is on the screen, 279-995-364. Trust and believe it is a different world inside the Zoom. Jump in, join the greatest community in the world. You'll hear me say that quite a bit, and you will see why. We do this week after week, thanks to some dedicated folks who pay these bills, all right? So we would like to thank the National Endowment for the Arts, the New York State Council on the Arts, the New York City Department of Cultural Affairs, the Amazon Literary Partnership, and the New York Community Trust for hosting our free online events. You can add your energy to the mix by going to newyourekan.org/contribute or by hitting the Cash App at $ New Eurekan Poets Cafe. Make sure you are plugging in with the dopest tech in the Zoomverse, the one and only Ron Mark Thompson, aka RMT. You're not down with RMT by now, damn it. You should be. Make sure you are plugging in with the squad, C4 in the building. Let me tell you, all these poets are absolutely otherworldly. Plug in. This is where you can find me. So many things coming. So many things coming. Trust and believe. Plug in. Tonight's theme, when in Rome, right? Hot Augustus summer. This is not necessarily about Rome, right? This is also a proverb, right? And I know most of you know, if not, the proverb is when in Rome, do as the Romans do, right? Something that I learned my time in New York, when in Rome, you got to get comfortable being uncomfortable. Feel me? That's just what it is. So I'm looking forward to it. That, and of course, the literal Rome. You know, how much it's a part of our lexicon now, how much it's a part of what we do, right? Constantine, the Battle of Carthage, Maximus, Cicero, like all these things. So I'm looking forward to all of what you bring this evening. As usual, your poem does not have to be on theme for you to rock tonight. We are still looking forward to hearing you get down. Next week's theme coming at y'all. Ready? red wine, the grapes of wrath. Oh my goodness. Look, red wine is just one of those things, right? Now listen, I know it could be literature. You can take it however you want. You have poetic license here, folks. You can go into the literature, or you can go into the spoils of war that is red wine, right? I like to call it war. It's a war between people and grapes to get the wine, right? So how many riots have they caused? How many riots have they settled, right? So bring all of your energy to next week. We may have a little surprise too. So make sure you plug in to next week. It's going to be amazing. Let's get to the rules so we can get to the poetry, folks. Poets, turn your cameras on. We are trying to simulate a live open mic as much as possible. Plus, we love to see all of the beautiful expression that goes into your poetry performance. And I want to see if you're going to figure out the backgrounds. All right. So make sure you turn your cameras on. As you're getting ready, have your poem ready. All right. If you're going analog, dog ear the page if necessary. If you're going digital, have the file ready to rock. If you're using music, which is totally cool, make sure it's original music. We don't want the agents of the interweb interfering with our streams in any way. So make sure it's original music. If you're playing music, make sure you have on original sound. So original sound, original music, and we are good to go. Also, poets, make sure you are changing your Zoom name also to coincide with how you want people to connect with you. Poets, you have 3 minutes to rock, plus a 30-second intro, all right? Please notice this. See this, Joe? Some folks may recognize this, some may not, right? I don't want to do this to folks, all right? But I need each and every poet in the building to respect each and every poet in the building and their time. All right. That's why you see this wrap it up box. 3 minutes, 30-second intro. Tonight's going to be a little bit lax because the list is not all the way crammed. So, but still, keep in mind, folks, have respect for the folks at the end of the list. All right. 3 minutes. Let's do it. We have reached night 30 for the babies. We have explicit lyricists in our community. And the founders of our cafe were major proponents on the freedom of speech, and we will make sure it maintains in every vein of what we do. Therefore, there is no censorship other than any hate speech or any ism that people may use to manipulate people, which will not, I said not, be tolerated. There is no censorship, right? Thou hast been warned. I always say poetry is a living, breathing trigger warning. You step into an open mic, you are bound to hear anything. Be prepared. Thou hast been warned. There are folks in this community that do this, and you're about to find out. This is a true call and response space. After poets get up here and they rip open a part of who they truly are, you will see this pop up on your screen. This is when you get a chance to open up and just let everyone know that you're in here. Share the energy with the room. Don't worry about the noise. It's the rowdiest night of the night anyway. All right. Every ounce of energy you share with the room, with the poets, they will return to you in their poetic performance. So unmute it, share your energy with the room. The list tonight is closed. All right. Sign up begins 24 hours before the show, which is Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern. To sign up, you go to neweurekan.org, click on full events calendar. You click on the Monday you want to get down, and you need an artist RSVP ticket. All right. It's the only way you get on the guaranteed list. All right. There was a technical issue this week. That's why the list didn't open right exactly at time. But listen, I want y'all to know that I love all of y'all, everyone who reached out. There were quite a few of you who reached out and said, hey, what's going on with the list? I need my spot. So thank you. Thank you for letting us know that, hey, shit ain't right, but I need my ticket. Appreciate y'all for that. All right. Also going on in the brick and mortar is the Monday night open mic hosted by Felicia Cade and Soul Preem, both amazing artists. Check in Wednesday night with J Rose and the Beats. Shout out C4. Listen, plug in with them. They are phenomenal. All right. Thursday night online, hosted by La Bruja. It goes down. Bring your music, bring your comedy, bring your stories, everything. It goes down on Thursday night. Friday night slam with John. Shout out Paco. It is amazing in the building. It's electrifying. Trust, if you get a chance to go, please go. Also, right after Jive is the open room with Chevette, another amazing space. Coming up this week also is the Mona Passage, right? It's so many aspects of this. It's gonna be crazy. Last one, The block party is also coming this week. It's free. Bring your kids. There's going to be DJs and food and drinks, and it's going to be bananas. If you're in the tri-state area, make sure you fall through the block party. 10th annual. It's going to be crazy. Tonight's list. 177 weeks in, and we're still getting new voices, y'all. Can you dig it? There is all my rowdy friends here on Monday night. Oh, I wait all damn week to get right here to see all you beautiful folks. Look at all of this poetic power in the house tonight. Woo! Yeah, look, you know, I'm just one of those cats. I just happen to love y'all. I really do. All right, let's get to it. Posting a list in the chat. Coming up first, setting us off this evening to make sure that everyone has their medulla strapped on tight. And if not, he's about to oblongata. The one and only Mr. Teza Somo is here. Unmute yourself, Mr. Tez. Let the folks know how they can connect with you online. Always great to see you, sir. Set it off this evening. Come on.
Thank you. Good evening. Thank you, Mr. Elemen2al, and thank you for the New Eureka Poets Cafe community. I've dropped my info. You can follow me on Gashes2019 on Instagram. I've received 2 wonderful, awesome book reviews from my latest book, I'm Not Your Chihuahua. One of them is live on Amazon, so I put down the link. Please go check it out. And I'm going to jump in. I believe I fell in theme by accident, but here we go. Avocado toast. Scene: a sunlit Mexican cornfield where an old Mexican farmer named Don Carlos stands, surveying his diverse corn crop. In the distance, a slick, wide 4x4 pickup truck pulls up, and a well-dressed white farmer named Mr. Greetsome steps out, exuding an air of eagerness. This is a monologue. Don Carlos sighs and shakes his head. Well, if it isn't the Southern plantation visionary himself, what brings you to my corner of the world looking for a quick lesson in how to appropriate and destroy corn traditions 101? Don Carlos leans on his shovel, eyeing Mr. Greetsome with a mix of amusement and skepticism. Don Carlos: you see, we've been doing this dance with the earth and the spirits for as long as we can remember, past 10,000, maybe 15,000. Some say 30,000 years. The corn, it's like family, each stalk telling its own story, and we're all just part of the grand narrative. He gestures to the vibrant assortment of corn varieties swaying in the breeze. Don Carlos: but you, mister, you're for the easy riches, the instant gratification. You want to squeeze every last ounce of gold from the soil, heedless of the balance that must be maintained. Don Carlos chuckles and a twinkle in his eyes. Don Carlos: monocropping corn, you say? Oh, sure, why not? Let's just toss out centuries of wisdom and indigenous respect out the window, all for a shiny heap of coin, shall we? He shakes his head, mockingly bewildered. Don Carlos: but hey, you've got the capital, the technology, the satellites in the sky, and the confidence of a bull in a toreada, a bullfight. What could possibly go wrong? Don Carlos leans in, a conspiratorial grin forming. Don Carlos: now, my friend, let me share with you the ancient time-tested secrets of my success. You want yield? Oh, we can dance with that too. He holds out his hand, fingers splayed. Don Carlos: first, you'll need to summon the spirits of the soil, the air, and the ancestors. And don't forget to make an offering of the most exquisite avocado toast. It's the modern day sacrifice, you know. He kindly, he winks slightly. Don Carlos: and then you must serenade each individual corn stalk with a mariachi rendition of La Cucaracha. The corn simply thrives on musical motivation. He chuckles softly. Don Carlos: now, pest, those little critters can be quite pesky, can't they? But fear not, we've got indigenous wisdom on our side. All you need to do is consult that with the resident coyote for guidance. They're the original pest control consultants, after all. Don Carlos raises his eyebrow, his tone dripping with sarcasm. Don Carlos, and then your grand plan inevitably crashes and burns. Don't forget to hire a curandero to cleanse the land of the bad vibes and capitalist greed. It's all about balance, mister. He shakes his head and sighs dramatically. Don Carlos. So there you have it, the foolproof recipe for corn domination. Monocrop, serenade, consult coyotes, and cleanse with curanderos. Oh, and let's not forget the avocado toast offering. He smirks, Don Carlos. But you know what they say, Mr. Griefson, you can lead a horse to the cornfield, but you can't make it understand the beauty of diversity, the rhythm of the earth, and the art of nurturing what sustains us. Don Carlos. So go on, my ambitious friend, make the cornfield your kingdom. Just remember, when the spirits start whispering and the coyotes start howling, you might want to reconsider the avocado toast. Don Carlos chuckles, shakes his head, and returns to tending his diverse corn crop as Mr. Greedsome heads back into his pickup.
Did we lose him? Come on, Webbs. Work it out. I almost feel like right at the end, too. Like, come on, what was after the avocado toast? Gosh. That just really, really sucks. All right. Unfortunately, I don't think we're gonna get it back. Damn it. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Mr. Tezasomo.
Yeah.
Oh, was awesome.
Brilliant, Mr. Tez. Thank you.
I love avocado too.
Very nice.
One act play.
Always one of the greatest
Take that and run with it.
storytellers. Oh, one of the greatest storytellers alive. That's beautiful.
Okay, Zonkonto. Facts. Listen, I love when Mr. Tez comes because you never know, right? Is he gonna sing? Are we gonna get more time tacos, right? And now it's a monologue for avocado toast, right? Where he was, listen, the way that he talked about corn, like I was hoping Matty Ice would be here. Shout out Matty Ice. He's from Iowa, right? He's been around the cornfield, and just to hear, how Mr. Tez was even discussing it, right? He said, you have capital, confidence, and the satellites. Like, what else do you want, right? I saw the daughter of Krypton jumped on too, the modern day sacrifice, right? You have to go and serenade each individual corn stalk with La Cucaracha. Like, really? Oh my goodness. It's just so many incredible aspects of what he did, right? And then of course, cleanse with La Curandera. It's such a piece of who we are, right? Such a piece of America, right? America wouldn't be everything that it is without corn, right? Because corn just makes so much damn money. And it's made Monsanto a powerhouse. Either way, great start this evening, Mr. Tez. We always love when you come through. Truly appreciate you for all that you do. Starship is underway this evening, folks. Let's keep it going. I don't see the poet who is next on the list, but we will come back because, and look, I tell you, we're going to come back. The turnpike is in the building. Listen, this next poet, I truly love when this poet does what he does. Again, we're talking about storytellers, right? And here comes another fantastic one. I like to call him the Vincent Price of poetry. The one and only Ike Waltz is in the building. Unmute yourself, Ike. Let the folks know where they can find you. Always great to see you, sir. Please take it away.
When in Rome. Well, Elemental, you asked for it. When in Rome, meet eminence in opulence. So we flew to Rome to visit the Vatican, whilst Sheila, my wife, was covered in lipstick, eye shades, and expectations. I decided to mock a missionary, hiding inside a hooded black robe, walking in beggar sandals, walking for a prayer, begging for a donation, helping my imaginary flock at home. Imposing is St. Peter's, isn't it? Built on the top of his holy chair, magnificence makes you realize how small you are. Whatever you see dwarfs you and me, and culture collides with spirituality, entering the low-ceiling prep where the air is humid and thick, their confinement filled with musky odor, whisper and awe. Yes, we obey. Some 91 resident sainted popes reign in resting superiority, showered in gold and jewel opulence. Only power can imagine. That power is to bend your knees. That power that bent my knees. How can I ask for absolution when spiritual value is divinity showered in glitz and glory? I do not dare for that donation. Dear Holiness, I apologize. Rest in peace, dear saints. Amen. And then, what heavenly intervention. An angelic voice utters that so obedient hush, awe, and whisper. Straight from the Bible Belt, our sister yelled in that familiar Texan slang, Jack, let's get the hell out of here. This is a religious dump. And Nietzsche said, and God is dead. What? Do you have any humor? So, my God, how are you? What have you actually done? Don't hush me. Don't say it. I will not pray for it. Oh God, you should be nameless as your many confusing names tame us. You divided us into theological doctrines. Little we know what it all means. Color, races, jacks and aces. Be God-fearing and utter the Lord's name and mutter your dues, just the same. We are your loyal troops. We are your clones. We compete for your blessing in success, defeat, and death. You taught us self-destruction, suicide, yet you never seem to die. But everyone else does. Why, oh God? Resign. Take all your hopes and popes away. No saints, no martyrs, no fighting, no killing, no stories, no lies. That endless ping pong of love and hate, your creative bait. Love, hate, peace, war, love, hate, in glory and defeat. Our destiny, insane. Nuclear artificial intelligence, do you really enjoy this hawkish game? Your inquisition and all that canonization, all that genocide, is this your idea? Or even worse, are you not aware? Created in your image, but we are the sinners? Insane. Imagine you had only one name. Imagine the sinner is you, and we are your loyal pawns. Our universe so prematurely Jurassic old. In God we trust. The green bag rules, so bold. Greed it ignites temporary need. Yes, we are the needy. God's side coming. And all comes in his miraculous way. But we wonder that forever, why? St. Paul, dressed in gold, and the spectacular, the pinnacle for the blind. Worship, so ambiguous, oracular. Yet God does the rest. P.S. Don't point their finger at me and call me blasphemy. We are not earthen sinners, by no means, and searching lovers, yet lousy beginners. As it cannot be that fearing you is your sacred divinity. Dear God, I pray for love in you and so in me. Forever I will believe in the greatness of thee. See Rome and ask why. Thank you.
Yeah. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Ike. Whoa.
Yay.
Nice
Oh,
job.
Wow,
Great
wow,
poem. Thank you
amazing.
so much.
you
Wow,
paint
Wow.
beautiful images. It's
wow.
such a
That was hitting.
glorious
That was
Words
thing to
thank you.
listen to you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Shalom.
This is what I love about poets. This is what I said. This is what I said. Greatest community in the world. Where do I start with you, Ike? He said you asked for it though. You asked for it. I did. Even in the beginning, he said that his wife was wearing makeup and expectations. Walking in that place, my father actually went to the Vatican before he died, and he was saying exactly that. The magnificence makes you realize how truly small you are. It does, right? Said whisper in awe, and yes, we obey. The power that bent my knees. That, okay, listen. You got into a portion of the poem, and I'm just like, oh, is he gonna go there? And he went all the way there with it. So I really, really appreciate the fact that you didn't just stop at a religious thump. You went further. Do you have any humor? You should be as nameless as your many confusing names. Your creative bait, you should resign. There would be no saints, no martyrs. All this genocide, was this your idea? Imagine if the sinner is you. Don't point your finger at me, call me blasphemous. So maybe fearing you is your sacred divinity. Listen, first of all, that's just heavy. That's 10 tons worth of work right there. The questions that you ask, be careful. You start knocking on the wrong doors, and too many devils will come answering your ass. You got to be careful with that shit, Ike. But keep kicking them damn doors in. I appreciate you, for real. Keep telling that truth all the way. Whew. Let's keep it going, y'all. Appreciate you, Ike. Coming up next, an atmosphere rearranger, storm god in the building. The one and only Zomkonto is here. Y'all already know what this cat's about to do. Come on, Zomkonto, unmute yourself. Let the folks know how they can find you, man. Let's do it.
What's on my box? That's my Instagram. So from 2:30 a.m. Today, I was watching my grandmother's funeral live streamed from Zimbabwe. So that kind of hit me a certain way, because that's my heart, that was my best friend. So I try to work it into this prompt, and I used Marcus Antony's speech after, from William Shakespeare, Julius Caesar, when Mark Antony comes up and says, friends, countrymen, lend me your ears. So that's what it's based on. If you don't know that, I'm willing to send you the speech that Mark Antony did. Anyway, this is what I wrote. Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. I come to bury my grandmother, not to praise her. They say when in Rome, do what the Romans do. I seen so many ghetto folks stab their best friends like that Brutus dude. So my grandmother taught me to not be a conformist, to pave your own road, because in Rome, a plot bigger than the thickness of blood might be lurking behind every sip of water, and sometimes blood is never thicker than water. And because the Romans stole their culture from the Greeks anyway, and the Greeks stole it from the Egyptians, why would you do what the Romans do when you saw what they did to Caesar? So be a rebel for your own cause and leave a tear in every ear's internal speaker. I come to bury my grandmother, not to praise her. The evil that men do lives after them. The good is oft interred with their bones, so let it be with my grandmother. She never spoke in the Etruscan alphabet. No, hers was pure Nguni royal from the south that chewed gum and spit it back into Shaka Zulu's face. She never knew Latin because she never spoke in closed captions. Her feelings were spread bare in the clicks of words like itoto, which means frog, ikanda, which means egg, ikokoko, which means Adam's apple, and iskoto, which means a hailstorm. No, sir. I come not to bury my grandmother, but to praise her, for my grandmother was an honorable woman. She said, when in Rome, do the exact opposite of what Romans do. Don't be like Scipio Africanus, because being a Roman general does not give you the right to rename a whole continent. We are Kemet, damn it. When in Rome, walk down the cobblestones like you're skipping, even when the rope seems invisible. When in Rome, remember Pontius Pilate, who would rather wash his hands clean than defend the Son of God. I hope you slept good that day. Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. I come to bury my grandmother, not to praise her. I am a colosseum of tears today, but my tears are not for entertainment. They are bricks, not to build Rome in a day, but to rearrange the jaws of these arrogant pricks, because my heart is in the coffin there with my grandmother, and I must pause till it come back to me. Zomkondo. Thank you.
What? Told y'all, unmute yourself. Give it up for Zonko.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Wow.
Holy
Wow. That is amazing. That is so deep. Wow.
that was
That was
incredible.
dope.
Unforgiving.
Thank you.
Unforgiving. Be unforgiving.
Yo. For real.
Wow.
Woo, yeah.
I warned y'all before he
Yeah.
started. This is an atmosphere rearranger, a true storm god in every form. Listen, first and foremost, praises to the ancestors for wishing your grandmother home. Now, the way that you sent her home today, the way that you honored her spirit today, the way that you honored her honor of her people today, you have to know that the heavens are singing with you in this moment. All your friends and the Romans and countrymen have lent you their ears. Past, present, and future will be hearing that piece. Said, don't be like that Brutus dude. Listen, first of all, I always truly love when you use your native tongue. It's so, there's just something about it. It's so much earth in it. The evil that men do lead up to them, right? Because the Romans got it from the Greeks, who got it from the Egyptians. This is why I love this community, y'all. Right? It's not just about poems. We don't rhyme for the sake of riddling, right? Do your research on this. Said we are Kemet, damn it. I come to bury my grandmother. I am a coliseum of tears, but not for your entertainment. Who got it from? See, you see what's listen. Thank you, Zumkonto, for sharing your family, your heritage, and your lineage with us this evening. Again, may the ancestors sing at your grandmother's coming home. Truly, truly appreciate you. All right, coming up next. I'm telling you, the Inhumans are in the building this evening. We are now going to go directly on the other side of the universe to the one and only Jedi Master. Paul Skiff is here. Unmute yourself, OG. Please let the folks know where they can find you online. Always great to see you. Please take it away.
Hey, hi, everybody. Great to be here again with you all. Thanks for coming again this week. Thanks, Elemental, for the intro, and Ron Mark Thompson for keeping the electricity going in the right direction. Just have one short piece. It's not about Rome, but it's kind of about assimilating to somewhere else. Hagerston has installed itself within my heart muscle valves, along the pleura lining the diaphragm around my lungs, at the terminal ends of my lungs. Stillness of fog, aroma of wet pavements, even conversations on corners queue up with antibodies and red cells inside my capillaries, especially in the back of my throat, teeming as a nonstop traffic agitating. London has proliferated itself inside me, the city's promoters, these industrious germs. Along cellular walls, the biological codes describing trees in Hagerston Park are transported to be retold to my blood sugars, multiplied within my esophagus. The liquid sound of figures completing their dives into the swimming pool on Whiston Road are played back out of germ cell nuclei onto salts, filtering through my liver, whole passages of Blake transposed from antique volumes in the library at Howes Street onto enzymes in the biological code of those germs are rewritten over the walls of my radial artery. And still more, this clamoring conversion of my insides made to take on the rhythms, the lilts, the stoppings and startings of London pivots at the back of my throat. I cough your cough. My voice eluded by those germs to make me throb periodically with their resident claim upon me. London infests me. But over the last 2 days, those germs have faded. Their term among my fibers reduced. Hagerston is dwindling within me now, and I am sad for it. I like to cough your cough. I accommodate with preoccupation. My organs wandered by microbial thoroughfares of Hackney and the East End. I savor phlegm produced from the junction of Old Street, Kingsland and High, risen upon rear of my tongue like a roiling traffic. I will miss being taken over by London, the destination that returned inside of me.
Yeah, you just hear the lightsaber swing. Woo, woo, woo. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Paul Skip.
Oh, it was incredible.
Oh man,
Yeah.
Skiff is like
Yes,
a
yes.
whole,
We kept the
it's
wing.
like you're on the
Lovely.
tail of a comet, just like holding on to it, just listening to the sound as it like whizzes through the sky. Oh, jeez,
It's a roller coaster every
Music.
time, right? He doesn't even make sure we're ready. He just says, "Hey, we're going." Like, here we go. He said it was a short poem, and I really thought that it was going to be like, and no. I love how he set that up. Like, oh no, it's short, and then it just turned into this. I don't know. I don't even know if we're right side up right now. But thank you. That's what you do, man. You mentioned the aroma of wet pavement, right? The industrious germs, right? Filtering through my liver, right? The enzymes in the biological code of the germs are rewritten by the walls of my arteries. Like, what? He just does this, right? My voice eluded by those germs, right? Just their resident claim of me, right? Phlegm from the junction of Old Street. Like, listen. Again, it's why I continue to say the greatest community in the world, because you get poems from geniuses from around the world that come to share their incredible work with us. Thank you, Paul Skiff. Just ridiculously phenomenal, man. Like continuously. And I thank you for your consistency of what you do, truly. Coming up next. I always love when this guy comes through. Damn it, it's been too long, too. Always dapper. Love this dude 100%, man. The one and only DG Clearing is here. Unmute yourself, DG. Always great to see you. Let these folks know where they can find you. Please take it away.
Elemental, so good to see you. It's hard to follow Paul on that poem, but that was incredible, Paul. Thank you. You can find me at DG Clearing on the net somewhere. I've got one poem for you tonight. I had to wait. I was driving through a small town last Tuesday and had to wait as a parade of people marched by me. There must have been 100, if not more. They were singing songs, smiling, laughing. There was a man with a tuba, a woman playing the accordion, a young girl strumming a guitar, and 3 veterans with guns and a drum. In the middle of all this was a farmer in bib overalls, driving an old orange tractor with a flatbed hay wagon attached to it. Kids were playing and sitting on the bales. So I did the same. I got out of my car and I walked with them on Main Street, down the hill, through downtown, passing Frank's hardware store, Lucky Lane's bowling alley, the Sit and Sip Tavern, and 5 or 6 other little storefronts. People came out and waved. Some of them joined us. We took a left at 2nd and Main, walked 2 blocks down and ended up at the city park. There was free beer and roasted corn. A polka band was playing. and a big sign across the entrance that said, Happy Tuesday. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate it. It's so good to be here.
You know what? This is why we love DG Clearing. Unmute yourself. Give it up for DG Clearing.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love the intensity,
Oh,
the
Bakken.
involvement in
Great.
Been a while
the
since I
words
heard
you
you. I've been
say.
coming in
It's such a
later. So
brilliant
I
thank
appreciate
you.
it, everybody. Thank you.
So the imagery that you create, DG, like, I think everyone was looking at that tractor as you were describing it, in the bales of hay being pulled behind it. I think everyone saw that, right? The instruments, right? The tuba, the accordion, the guitar, the guns, and the drum, right? Like, I think everyone, that was just amazing, DG, how you were just able to just transport everyone. And we all started walking with them down Main Street, right? Seeing the damn free beer and roasted corn. Happy Tuesday. This is a happy Monday indeed every time you come through. Thank you, DG Clearing. Make sure you are plugging in with DG, a mainstay and phenomenal poet of our community. Thank you, sir. Real quick, let me shout out a couple folks before we move on. I see Mia Aguilera. I always love to see Mia when she comes through. Sri Lal, I saw also was here. Appreciate you for coming and hanging out with us this evening. Nemo Soup in the building. Saw Joan B and our resident. Listen, one day, Miss Melinda Lucas, one day we are going to get you. We're going to get you up here to say something. But we truly, truly appreciate your consistency and hanging out with us week after week after week. It definitely makes a difference. So thank you. All right, let's keep it going. Coming up next, I see this poet has their green hair strapped on. Listen, this such a beautiful character. I love it because their expression is always 100% so real. From the dancing videos I've seen to the poetry that they share, always 100% real. The one and only Kite is here. Unmute yourself. Let the folks know where they can find you online. Kite, always great to see you. Please take it away.
Hey, you can find me on Instagram under Kite _ the poetic cat, and it's cat with a K. I don't really have anything on theme per se, but you know, when in Rome can also mean dealing with an unfamiliar situation. So I figured maybe I should read a poem that I wrote about sociopaths. So the poem is kind of going to speak for itself. I'm just going to go right into it. When we are close to a situation, sometimes we can fail to see what others can't with vivid clarity. Deceit and trickery, a sociopath's mastery. Victims blame themselves for being naive, but why aren't we holding these people accountable for manipulating innocent people? We must set boundaries because nothing triggers a toxic individual more than knowing that they can't get what they want. When they don't get their way, a tantrum ensues. The room balloons with tension and irritated energy. Irate that you can see through their deceptive ways, projections onto you, like you're the one to blame, because God forbid, they're the one who's insane. They shame you with snide remarks like, you don't care anyway. You don't want to help me. You can't see that I'm trying, when the hard, cold truth is written in their physical behaviors. Don't blindly believe words. Look for actions, and you will see when there is no proof that they are trying to change. No proof that they take responsibility for their actions. It's merely a game they play to try to swindle their prey, to make them think they're the one who's delusional or the problem, for asking simple questions, for trying to gather the facts. But the evidence lacks. You can figure out the truth by digging into the cracks. Dig, but don't allow yourself to fall down the rabbit hole of their tricks and lies. It's easy to find yourself entangled in their web of fraudulence. So cut the silky strings, the illusion of their words, and walk away with what you have left. Knowledge and wisdom, and most importantly, freedom. Find solace and peace in the fact that you got away with whatever remains of you. Sit with confidence, self-assurance, and the wisdom that they can no longer betray you. Thank you for having me here.
Listen, this is what Kate does. This is why I love when they come through all the time. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Kate.
Kate, that's stellar. That's
Good
stellar.
day.
Was dope.
It's very important. I hope
Great
this opens
storytelling,
the
great
door and you're gonna go
energy.
deeper.
Just
You're
beautiful
Leaving that
words all the
situation
way
when
to.
you're intuitive,
Yeah, that's
pray,
dope.
but because
That's
your
so
love
inspiring.
gets used, but you don't want to give your love. Oh, you can take this one home. I think you just started something. You're on the right track.
It's strengthening. This is why I continue to say it's the greatest community in the world, because it's not just about coming up here and reading poems, right? We can do that in our bedrooms. It's not about that, right? But I think you've seen, and you will continue to see, these people come and they actually share a part of who they truly are, a true part of their existence. And what that poem, like you said, it kind of speaks for itself. That is how you heal, right? That is how you see a situation, you examine it, you learn from it, and you take that knowledge and you grow from it, right? Because you see what happens, right? You said victims blame themselves for being naive, right? But I saw Lex jump on it too. We must set boundaries, right? Like, that's the only way that you are going to be healthy, is you have to set boundaries. Listen, people are going to be upset by it, but who cares? You're protecting your energy, especially from people like this. Sociopaths, listen, they're some of the most dangerous people in the world. When they don't get their way, a tantrum ensues. Bet that. Bet that. Appreciate you, Kate, for bringing all that strength and all of that power to every single poem that you share. So we truly, truly appreciate you. All right, coming up next, again, this poet you will see. All right, I mentioned possibly, and I will talk to this poet, right? It's been too long now. We got some things jumping off. Listen, next week I think it's just stinking perfect. The one and only Terry Rose Jertson is here, author of the Chameleon Chronicles. Listen, it's always great to see you, Terry. Let the folks know where they can find you online. 1/3 of Jersey Trinity. Please take it away.
You can find me at Terry Rose Jertson on Facebook and the Chameleon Poetic on Instagram. And I'm feeling some kind of way right now because I'm in my bedroom reading a poem. So from that, we will just move right into it. When in Rome, we do as Romans do, and just what that is, we will not know until we get there. But on a modern day Roman holiday, imagining myself traveling to the sea, lounging on pristine beach, holding a refreshing drink, overlooking the Mediterranean, just doing as I imagine the Romans do, soaking up the sun, shopping in all the designer stores with unlimited funds, purchasing something from Prada, Gucci, or Versace, wearing my big white straw hat to protect me from the burn, spending the summer in my villa that was given to me for free because I'm from this country. And for reasons unbeknownst to me, the citizens are leaving their country. Should I worry? Oh, well, sipping cappuccino in a cafe, overlooking the Roman temples where the gods used to play, playing with the mere mortals that we are, throwing a few virgins overboard, sacrifice their way to appease them. Mount Vesuvius has been quiet after taking so many unsuspecting back in the day of Pompeii. But later, when Rome suspiciously burned, speculated at the hands of Nero while he fiddled about or played his lyre, it was recorded that he had an odd inaction of a reaction of watching the orange flames of his city burn. His story is historically repeating itself. Liar, liar, toga not on fire until he was accused. trying to take the easy way out when he knew he had it coming.
What? Unmute yourself. Give it up for Terry Rose Johnson.
Yes, nice read. Great poem. Thank you. Thank you.
Great storytelling.
I appreciate it.
It just such again a beautiful transportation into Rome, right? With the hat, right? Shopping at all these high-end stores, he said, with endless, unlimited funds, like, right? Like staying in a villa for the summer. Like, no, you want to go over there? You go ahead. I'll hang out and drink my coffee and look at the what did you call them? The Roman temples where the gods used to play. I mean, could do worse. You know what I mean? You could be looking at brick walls and garbage cans. Like even though the gods did use them as garbage cans sometimes, just say it. Watching the orange flames of his city burn. Liar, liar, toga not on fire. Listen, the imagery this evening. And I love that all of you have actually taken the Rome and done Rome with it. Like I was not really expecting all y'all to do the Rome thing. Again, you all have poetic license to do whatever you want, but you actually went to Rome. So I hope everyone who wrote about Rome had a good time going to Rome. I love it. I love it. Thank you. Thank you, Terry. You'll see Terry again very soon. I'll talk to you soon, Mr. Terry. All right, coming up next, another author amongst us. Their book is just coming out and in circulation. Make sure you plug in. And I'm going to ask you now and again in 6 months, the one and only Lex is in the building. Come on, Lex, let these folks know how they can plug into all that you do. Come on, take it away.
Thank you, Elemen2al. Always appreciate you. Like you said, I have a book out called Ask Me Again in 6 months. If you want a copy, hit me up on Instagram, VexLex Poetry. And with this topic, I didn't really know what to write about at first, but then I kind of just started writing and this is what came out. So let's do it. When in Rome. Summer is almost over, but you have made me realize what it truly means to bathe in the sun. Let loose and have some fun, because anything is up for grabs when in Rome. I vacationed in your eyes, set up a picnic in your irises, took some time away in your smile, put myself to bed along your lips, dove headfirst into your dimples, learned to live a little in your embrace, surfed along your arms, planted myself in your hands, and watched the stars. This is the taste of summer that I have waited for. I want to explore the depths of your mind, the caves of your conscience, roam the tunnels that beat life into you. This is my home away from home. If you let me, I will extend my stay. This is what summer is supposed to feel like, an escape, an adventure. This feeling may be fleeting, but it's feeding my curious appetite. Soon it'll be time to go. Vacations must come to an end. I must go back to being alone, remembering the fond moments when in Rome. Thank you.
You know what? You know what? It's like, oh, I didn't know what I was doing, but you know what? I just let the universe take over and came out with a masterpiece. Unmute yourself, give it up for Vex.
Lex always gonna be Lex.
Every time.
You know? Yeah, you know you're gonna get some of that delicious ice cream truck poetry. You know, like you bring it, you heavy. Your revolution is up there with words. So blessed every time I hear you.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
Listen. That cat said ice cream truck. Damn it. Listen. It's not officially summer until the ice cream truck comes down the block. All right. That's just where I'm from. It's just not officially summer yet. So I appreciate that. I appreciate the ice cream truck. Lex, when in Rome, you do that. You put yourself to bed along their lips, right? Vacation in their eyes. Come on, Lex. Come on, Lex. You dove all the way in on that. Planted myself in your hands and watched the stars. Really? Really? Roam the tunnels that beat life into you. Come on, come on. This is what summer's supposed to feel like. Unfortunately, vacations must come to an end. But the memories last forever. Thank you, Lex. Thank you. And I hope you find your way back to that vacation spot, because it sounds like it was monstrous. Damn it. Whew. Listen, if I fall asleep, put myself to sleep on somebody's lips. Come on, Lex. That was hot. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. All right. We have reached the middle spot here. The one and only Ron Mark Thompson is otherwise doing some other stuff. So I'm just gonna jump in really quick, remind you of a couple things, and then we will kick it back off. Again, you are rocking with the greatest community in the world, the Monday night online open mic presented by the legendary New Eureka Poets Cafe. We do this every Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, streaming live, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Shout out to all the folks who are plugging in on YouTube. Make sure you are plugging in with Ron Mark Thompson. Of course, this is where you can find me. The site is coming, y'all. So many proofs on the way. Again, as I mentioned, sign up tonight is closed. To sign up, you go to newyourekan.org, which will be Sunday before the open mic. All right, you click on full events calendar, click on the Monday you want to get down on. You need an artist RSVP ticket. They will not even populate until 24 hours before the show. As I mentioned earlier, the Wednesday Night Slam, hosted by J. Rose, alternately by The B. Also, Thursday night with La Bruja is back in effect. Make sure you are plugging in with La Bruja. Friday night with Jive. Again, shout out Paco. Listen, Jive has one of the hypest shows in the building. Honestly, if you can be there, if you can check into it, and there's some of us who have been in that building. It's crazy, but it's definitely worth plugging in. Also, after that is the open room with Chevette. Again, earlier I mentioned the Mona Passage, right? Our very own Cap Claudia is going to be in the building. This is going to be a great space. So make sure you are plugging in if you have the ability or in the space. Also coming up Saturday is the 10th annual block party. Again, there will be an open mic. All of the hosts of the New Eurekan, unfortunately I won't be there, but all the other hosts for the New Eurekan will be doing a rotation open mic, right? So all the hosts, you will get a chance to rock with the hosts. If you want to get down, there will be games and food and music and drinks. It's free to get down. Of course, you got to pay for all the other things, but again, bring the kids, stuff for the kids. It's going down. It is really going to be an incredible space. Truly, make sure you can fall through. All right, it is the 10th annual, gonna be an announcement that comes out at the block party. So make sure you are plugging into all the things that the New Eurekan does. All right. All right, let's keep it going. Also, shout out the Daughter of Krypton. Make sure you are plugging in with Finn Bell and all they do, truly making room for so many poets. All right, coming up next. I love this cat when he comes through because he's always got all the gusto. The one and only Gustav Salas is here. Come on, Gustav. Let these folks know where they can find you, man. Always great to see you. Take it away.
Hey, Elemental. Hey, beloved poets. I think I fixed my computer problems, which were screwing me up tonight. But this is true freedom. The fascist right hates freedom. It's true. They want to control how you do you. Gay or trans, they hate your life. Accuse you as groomers. The hypocrisy's rife. Florida is grooming children to be haters, erase the history of racism and gay rights for gators, and turn women into slavish breeders for moronic white male bottom feeders. Freedom most fundamentally means to control your own body. It's just what it seems. The right is wrong and their freedom is a lie. Don't tell me otherwise. Don't even try. I've had quite enough freedom charade. If you vote for these fools, you got played. Freedom is the right to do as you will, as long as you harm no one or kill. Smoke them if you got them and fuck who you want. Freedom is something we all should flaunt. If Martin Luther King were alive today, I don't presume to know what he would say, but I do know he would be for human rights and real freedom for all to reach new heights. And this poem is called Syzygy. Behold our loving energy. When stars align, it's syzygy. New Poet's creative diversity. We spit in the face of adversity. Born on wings of eloquence, dropping truths of consequence. Letters forming words of magic, transforming trauma and the tragic. Distill from pain the raw emotion, pours on the page like an ocean. We keep writing so we don't drown with every adjective, adverb, verb, and noun. Thoughts coalesce that will astound. Watch these weirdos get profound. On Monday night, the place to be. New Eurekan open mic, you see. Our voices coming down the wire. We set this fucking Zoom on fire. Thank you.
Every time we do, you better believe we do. Unmute yourself, give it up for Gustav Solid.
Gustav, always got that list. And always representing the masses. Salute you for that. Salute you for that.
Look, yo. Listen, I told y'all from the jump, the greatest community in the world. And I told y'all they're going to continue to show you. I don't have to just talk them up all the time. They're going to show you why it's the greatest community in the world. What I love about what you just did, Gustav, both of those poems, even in the title, you said, this is true freedom. True freedom. And as I say every single Monday night, there is no censorship other than any hate speech or any ism, right? We're talking about true freedom, right? Who want to control how you do you. That's what freedom is. The opposite of that, right? Grooming people to be a hater. Really? And they're moronic white male bottom feeders. What? If you vote for them, if you vote for these fools, you got played. Damn, right? He says, smoke them if you got them and fuck who you want. I am along the same vein as you, Gustav, in thinking that if Dr. King had survived, he would be on the side of human rights, right? Because that was the main aspect of what was going on, right? Clearly there was an aspect of color, but it was about human rights. And if we're not careful, there are people in power right now that are doing a very good job of stealing that shit from us, and it doesn't even make the news, right? You don't read about that shit. Wolf Blitzer is not talking about that. Anyway, and in the second poem, in Syzygy, right? I always appreciate when you come through and you mention that creative diversity, right? Dropping truths of consequence, right? Distill from pain the raw emotion. Damn it, Gustav. I don't know what, where, or how, but I need you to take that line and write whatever it's going to be. Distill from pain the raw emotion. I mean, that, do something. Listen, man, take that. It's yours. Clearly, you shared it with us, but take that really and expand on it, man, because there is so much in that line. It is so very heavy. Thank you for that. Both of those poems. Listen, if you don't know, this man lives there. All right. So don't think he's just like talking out the side of his neck and all that. No, he's dealing with this shit firsthand on the front lines of this shit. Pay attention. Keep up. Appreciate you, Gustav. Coming up next. Before he even gets started, shout out to Keeper of Concrete. let the church say, God damn, because he about to do this thing. The one and only CP Mays is in the building. Always good to see you, folks.
Hey,
You know
what's
what
going
it
on,
is.
everybody?
Let these folks know what it is, man. Take it away.
So I've been building the infrastructure for my manuscript to do an audio book because people want to hear the poems as well. And, you know, this cool stuff with some QR codes inside the text that'll take you to special videos, like just working on some stuff in the backdrop. But I said I would never read the title poem to my book. But with this theme, I think it fits perfectly. The title of the manuscript is called Dismantled Machine Gun. Nothing lasts forever, like her kiss, his smile, blonde faith, like yesterday. Box me in, just don't forget to punch holes in the top. Feed me a truth that never dreamed for a day it could play as a lie, and I'll try not to leave this damaged planet. Y'all, I know that I'm shy, I know that I'm ugly, starving, art is broken, but I'm a goddamn masterpiece of passion and puncture wounds on paper. You can chisel the riddles, riding shotgun in my lungs, pretend we never existed, but I got a fist full of thunder in my tongue. Torsion tape posing as a smile on my face. I need you to erase the track lines. Track time, back to the last time you were on the front line. And open fire on the face of the future. Reload. There's a toad in my throat that never hoped to be a prince. Reload. There's a color kid with white skin holding on to bruises the same color as Crayolas. He believes he can stop a tank with a slingshot and a rock. Reload. There's an angel somewhere staring at a reflection, reflecting on the hereafter with a fistful of sleeping pills and desperate need of laugh that she's about to rock herself to sleep because the mirror has her believing some shit that she's not, and it's halftime, y'all. And yo, put your face on the table right next to the balls and the ovaries you thought you never had. Override your pride. The Messiah is sending us a mayday. Today may or may not be a good day to die, so stop posting up without your passion. Be goddamn brave. The next time I feel crosses the sideline, you hit it so hard that God won't be able to blink for 3 days. And if he gets back up, you hit it again and again and again, and you never stop tackling your fears until I can hear Gandhi rolling over in his grave, because everything we've lived through in our life has led up to this moment. The future is yours. Own it. Tomorrow we might not be remembered, but tonight our hearts will burn bright. Rumble, you were bred to be fucking warriors. Rumble, hungry for heaven and everything you hold sacred. Rumble, go in life hard and leave your skin on the fucking pavement. The future is yours. Take it. We're all dismantled machine guns. Home. Yeah.
You know what? You know what? Come on. Unmute yourself. Give it up for CP, man.
No word.
Hey, all I gotta
No
say
word. No word. Wow.
Bravo, bravissimo.
Wow.
Oh
Wow.
man.
Wow. Wow.
CP,
Wow.
CP like just traveled from another planet and inhabited a human body and fooled us all. Oh man.
And you know what made that poem more powerful than any fucking assembled weapon at all?
Oh yeah. Oh,
Hold on, David. That was going right there. CC, definitely. Like, listen, if that was the dismantled form of the weapon, you probably don't want no parts of that shit when it's assembled. You don't want none of that. None of that. Listen, you got to know that you're another, atmosphere rearranger. You conjure a level of energy every time you jump into this space. Anytime you jump on a microphone, I told you before, you don't let your audience off the hook. You don't. From the opening phrase to the end, you don't let people off the hook. Because like he said, I got a fistful of thunder on my tongue. Open fire on the face of the future. Reload. He thought he could stop a tank. Some rocks. Fuck out of here. Right? It's May Day. You may or may not be a good day to die. Right? Never stop tackling your fears. The future is yours. Own it. Right? Rumble. And rumble. The future is yours, man. Take it. Take it. No excuses, man. Right? Failure is not an option. When you approach it that way, you end up exactly there. Damn it, Maze. Appreciate you, man. Really. Like I see it. It's in effect, right? The gear up is in effect. It's in motion. Woo! It's cooking. I told you, it's cooking. All right. Appreciate you, Mob. All right. Coming up next, we got to experience this poet's voice on Thursday night, but I believe this is his first time rocking with us on a Monday. I am so looking forward to hearing you rock out. The one and only Kazi Kaz in the building. Come on, man. Unmute yourself. Let the folks know where they can find you online. Welcome. Take it away.
Can you hear me?
There we go. Yeah.
All right. Can you see me?
We got you. Take it away.
Because I was having last time on Thursday, I had technical difficulties. This is my first time on the Monday. Forgive me for not being on theme tonight. Well, last time on Thursday, I recited the first 3 letters of my ABCs. It was suggested that I do them in series of 3, so I guess I'll do D, E, F today. So without further ado, my name is Kaz. For those of y'all that don't know, I am a poet. Here I go. D, E, F. Definitely don't deny due diligence by degrading and debasing its democratic design. The disparate dissonance disgustingly displayed due to dictatorially dogmatic doctrine is a deplorably despicable dereliction of duty, deniably deciding on a dissentingly dystopian destruction and demoralizingly decadent decimation of diasporically dire and desperately due demands. So determinately delve as defiantly deeply as devoutly desired into the duly delightful depths of definably documented and decisively disclosed dictions drenched in descriptively discretionary definitions. Do the math. Because evidently, earthlings everywhere eventually evanesce effortlessly into an essentially effervescent and exorbitantly exponential ethereality. Esoterically elite entrepreneurs exclusively endeavoring to erratically eradicate the enigmatically enthralling and enrichingly enlightening enrichment, ecumenically eliminate effusively evolutionary efforts. Everyone's exquisitely earthly existence efficiently expires, extensively entering endlessly energetic eternity. Everybody's entity energetically evolves every day. So excuse my emphatically exclamated and enthusiastically educational explanation, because everything's everything. Furthermore, frankly, I forgetfully forget to forgo my festively fiery flame. Forgive my fervently fueled fire and frequently flaming fierceness, for I foresee a fundamentally fruitless fruition from a fiscally ferocious to fastidiously fiduciary fiasco, frantically forming from facetiously fake and feloniously false facades. Forcibly forged friendship fiendishly facilitate formidably faction friction. I feverishly fear the fathomlessly fragile frailties forever forsaking our familial foundations and financial freedoms. Thank you. Kaz.
Yeah. Yeah. Damn it, DEF. Unmute yourself. Give it up.
Great exposition. Just amazing.
That was incredible. Fantastic.
The very intricacy, like to have to put those words together, knowing you're working on the alphabet, that is some intricate stuff, bro. That's elite.
He said
elite writing.
Yeah, he said Monday was the audio wasn't that great, but you can hear it, and it's as amazing, if not more so. So
Wow.
appreciate the
Facts. Listen, if you aren't familiar with Kaz, check out Thursday night when he did A, B, and C, right? And I told him, yo, come back, come to Monday, bring some more. And he did exactly that. So that would mean then, Kaz, is that new shit? No? All right, cool. But you already have the alphabet written out, huh? Hold up. No, coming back at you, Kaz. Hold up. Coming back at you.
Okay. Yeah. You know, I have the whole thing right now, so I just do them in 3 sets of 3s.
Damn it.
If that's cool.
You did an alliteration like that to Z?
Oh yeah. All up here.
Wait. You memorize that?
Yes, sir. About 22 minutes long.
You got a 22-minute piece in your dome.
Yes, sir.
Listen, now that's next level, sir. Last question. We got to move on. Tell me why it was important for you to memorize that.
So that I wouldn't forget it. Because as simple as an answer as that sounds, because I constructed this during actually my lowest point in my life, and it just came down to me from the heavens for a reason. And I can't just imagine that it was just given to me to just forget it and not get it out to the world. You know what I mean? So I had to memorize it, so I engrave it into the annals of my memory so I could get it out to the world, you know?
Thank you, Kaz. Listen, thank you so much for coming. Welcome to the greatest community in the world. And I'm gonna tell you right now, you have a standing invitation to bring whatever set trio numbers that you choose to recite. Come through. QRX, D, F, and Q. I don't care, right? I know that's a lot. But when you've done taking the time, right? Listen, folks struggle with 3-minute poems, 2-minute poems, damn it, 1-minute poems. You got 22? Yeah. That's called a masterclass. Appreciate you, man. And then the poem is fire. It's not just a bunch of, you know what I mean? Oh, I'm just reading all the letters, all the D letters, all the E letters, all the F letters. It's not that, right? However, it does show your dedication to it, but it also shows how much of a grasp you have on not only your flow and poetry, but the language to be able to do those things the way that you did. Phenomenal poem. Phenomenal. Make sure you come through next week and every other week after that. All right. We're coming at you right after this next poet, CC. We have another new voice coming up. This poet, please, first of all, let me unmute you. I do not want to butcher your name. Please pronounce your name for me.
Shreya.
Thank you. Welcome, Shreya, to the greatest community in the world. I believe you've seen how this is rocking. So please let the folks know where they can find you online. Before you do, where in the world are you plugging in from this evening?
I am plugging in from New York, Midtown, actually. And this would be my first virtual open mic.
Well, welcome. We've been doing this 177 weeks. Where you been?
I know, too late, but I'm happy I'm here today.
Fantastic. Again, welcome to the greatest community in the world. Please let the folks know where they can find you. Take it away.
Now, probably just here. So if you want to hear more, you can DM me on this chat. But my piece today is kind of tangentially related to the theme. It's about the fall of perfection and the power it's perceived to have. It's called In Flames. I sit staring at the candle flame flickering to stay alive. Amidst the maelstrom of the air conditioner, I so carelessly set in motion right behind it. It caresses the few imperfect pockets of still air around it, tempting them to stay close, so it can generously warm them as they politely feed it. The crackling wick barely penetrates through my oblique thoughts as I trace through the trellises of decisions that are far into the future running from unfulfilled ambitions that are as strong as they are fleeting. I think of the petulance of perfection that demands a state of being that does injustice to the beauty and indulgence that comes from and in the grotesque of almosts. Commanding callous courage to conform, stripping genius of its madness, and dissecting musings for meaning, perfection, I think, destroys the memory of moments where just the presence of another makes a room deemed too cold, warmer in the soul than any ideal temperate perfection ever could. There exists a poignance in our kind, striving for a designated impossibility that weakens our resolve to create carelessly, abruptly, and endlessly. Intertwined strings of our wily lives untangle longer than those stretched flat, pressed against cold marble counters, unable to escape, for if it did, it would spend its eternity eroding from the malignancy it was once stifled with. I sit beside my blazing partner, slowly focusing back on its ambient flame, which with virulent resistance evades the cold touch of darkness. I feel content in the enjoyment of impulsive creation that's refined with imperfection, and I begin to finally love the daunting breath of possibility that my, for now, candlelit solitude offers. Thank you.
Yeah. I get to yell at you, and they're about to also unmute yourself. Give it up for Shreya.
Nice work.
One of us.
That is
Beautiful. One of us.
That is some elite writing right there.
Words in pain for
That
the
is some
humility
elite
of
writing
what is
right
great. Humility
Now
of-
you have to come back here again.
I would love to.
We'd love to see you. So do please.
And I love that. Where
It's
can you find me?
mandatory you come
Here, you
back.
can find me here.
Right? Well, yeah. I love it. Listen, we will happily claim you as one of ours. Okay. And we are happy to welcome you into the greatest community in the world. And you happen to just make it so simple because your poetry just happens to be fucking phenomenal. Called it the fall of perfection? Really? The candles flickering to stay alive. Who even thinks about the candle being alive? And it's flickering to stay alive because the air conditioner that you just turned on carelessly behind it, right? Right. The crackling wick, like through the trellis of decisions, right? The grotesque of almost. Listen, like, just like I was telling Gustav about that line, like that line right there, the grotesque of almost, stripping genius of its madness. And I ask all of you, if you strip madness from genius, is it still genius? But I love it. I love, Shreya, that you even just warming the soul, just spending its eternity eroding, right? Folding back on its ambient flames, just an amazing just way to come in and remind the world that, hey, you're a poet. You found a home amongst poets who love doing this. I always say there are people who do it, but we do this. And I think you've seen that this evening, and you are one of us. So thank you for coming through and sharing it with us. As she said, you got to come back here to hear next week. So make sure you plug in. Thank you. Coming up next, our resident musician is in the building, sitting in front of the ebony and ivory, ready to deliver the latest and greatest. The one and only CC Arshadra is here. Come on, CC, let the folks know where they can find you online, man. Always great to see you. Please take it away.
Okay, thank you, and I love you all, and you know that. So, and if you're new here, you're about to learn that. So, listen, tomorrow's my birthday, and I'm not saying that for a small reason or to plug myself. Now, listen up. This is a picture of my grandfather in France with my grandmother in the background, pregnant with my mom. This is a picture of my grandfather when he came to New York in the Depression and got a job inside a fruit stand there. That's him with the bananas. That's Grandpa. That's Arshag. That's where my name comes from. This is my mother and father dancing. Okay? And this is when I was born. I was 2 days old. And this is my book. And this is my life. And these are my words. And this is a song I wrote. Because if you go to Facebook right now, I just did a talk, a half an hour, pleading of what the only thing I want for my birthday is to give something to something that I'm trying to give back to the world that doesn't exist in the world right now. And that is an online virtual platform of free speech based on poetry and speaking freely. And I'm building it as a work of art and I'm giving it away. That's a lot to say, but it's in the live video, and I'm going to be doing them all week, asking you to send in an email and become a part of that. And because tomorrow's my birthday, and because Elemental just mentioned something about dying, I'm going to go with that cue. I don't know how you read my mind, but I have to do I think I will not die today. Boom! And as far as the theme goes, fuck the empire. That's my poem. I think I will not die today, although I just may melt away into a dream that's here to say, love, stay, and I'll stay with you. I think I will not die today, although I just may cry today, and yes, my tears may fall to see love freed from all the harmful thoughts I made. Oh, I think I will not die today. Then doubt itself throws choice my way, yet it's as simple as you being here, and simple as, there it goes, you being here, and no one can ever own love. Oh no, I think I will not die today, as I go through no love with just my face on a stage, as bare as no one's here, and there's no reason left to leave my life. Oh, I think I will not die today. I had no idea joy could feel this way, no idea alone could fill the air, and every exhale gives voice to there is no one missing. Oh, I think I will not die today. Then fear exposed just runs away, and nothing lonely fills my heart, and all I hear is the laughter. Lift life up. Oh, I think I will not die today, although I just may melt away into a dream that's here to say, love, stay, and I'll stay with you, New York Poets Cafe. That's for you. And you guys are blowing my mind tonight. The work tonight is unbelievable. Unbelievable. Thank you all.
Just add to all the incredible energy, CC. You got to know that.
Go to
Unmute
Facebook.
yourself. Give it up for CC, our chakra.
Facebook
beautiful
page.
energy,
Happy
CC.
birthday.
Tell them happy
And
birthday.
blessed
Yeah,
birthday to you.
yeah.
Blessed birthday to you.
But watch the
Yeah.
human room open thing, bitch, I put out there. I'm going to be doing it this week, and that's all I'm asking for. Become a participant is what I'm saying, and listen to this video, and I am officially insane for doing this, but I'm not going to give up.
You sound
Just don't want to listen to us saying happy
alive.
birthday, dude.
Hey,
You sound incredibly alive, CC.
I got it. It comes. Even though we're not in the room, being here Thursday night, there's something about, and then but once in a while I get to pop in on Friday there, and there's something. It's the community. I can't do it without the food. That and Nina. I can't do it without Nina. I was talking to Pierre today. My buddy Pierre called me today. We had a great talk about fucking the art world and just gotta do. You just gotta do and work and work and do and do and work, and you do not compromise nothing. The world, the machine, the fame, fuck it all. Just be the thing you gotta be, and that's it. It's in you. You know it. You don't want to be an artist. Most of the people here would be dead if they didn't do this. And you don't want to just, not today. There's a song for you.
Thank you, CC. We truly appreciate you. Listen, he said some people, want to be an artist, right? Some people would die to be the type of artist that some of us are. You have to realize that there's power in what we do. There's a lot of power. We conjure a lot more than letters. You have to know that. That's why it's called spelling. We're casting spells with what we do. So please recognize that and honor it. Again, happy birthday, CC. I think that song is such a, it's a mantra, it's just like, I can see that being pumped through just speakers, it's just a way to start a day to say, you know what, I'm going to take advantage of this and I'm going to do something else with it. I'm going to do more with it. So thank you for sharing it with us. Really, we look forward to it every single time. Thank you. And make sure you plug in with CC. All right, man said it's his birthday. He's got a wish, so do what we can to make it come true. All right. Coming up next, all right, final three poets. Let's get it done. But make sure you give all these last three poets all the energy that you got, all right? Coming up next, one of the newer mainstays of our community. This cat comes through with it. Oh, I haven't heard him in a while, right? A couple weeks, he hasn't, but he's been coming through and sharing all of his energy. The one and only JT Shannon is here. Come on, man. I am looking forward to hearing what you have this evening. I saw you jumping in on the ice cream truck line. So you know what it is, right? You know what it is. Please let me know where they can find you. Take it away. Good to see you.
Definitely. Thank you, Elemental. Yeah, it's great to be here. Thank you guys for having me a big part of your community. You can find me. I have the most boring Instagram handle in the world. It's just John Shan, just my name, basically. My piece today is a new piece that I wrote just because of the theme really inspired me. It's kind of off theme a little bit, but I realized when I thought about it that sort of every day is like Rome for me. And that got me thinking and led to this. So I call it Uncanny. By the time I was 8, I'd become convinced I was an alien. Not just different in all the different ways, but wholly other. With thoughts the kids around me did not seem to have, as if they spoke a silent language I could not learn. Aware enough to know I frightened them as much as they terrified me. Both sides feeling the unsettling sense of being in the presence of someone who sets off the alarms in your mind. Red alert! You do not belong together. Repulsing magnets pushing against a force that will not be denied. The uncanny valley of being an 8-year-old weirdo. I needed to know the why of why I was, but there was no one to ask. So in asking's place, I made my own answers. Elaborate scenarios danced across the stage of my mind, pretty little plays to explain the inexplicable. In those stories, I was a visitor from another world, a lost ET that my parents had agreed to bear the burden of. If only I could find the proof. Perhaps a shoebox full of pictures, a record of receipts. The truth wasn't out there. It was somewhere in my house, and I meant to find it. Of course, my search team turned up nothing, until I eventually had to admit the worst. I was human. Maybe with a few fried circuit boards in the brain, yet human still, or at least stuck among them. So I took the energy I was using in my pointless search, turned it towards a different goal. Learn the language, become as much like them as I could, pass as one of them. I didn't know it at the time, but that was the day I started making my mask. Carving the curves, painting the edges, adjusting the fit. Got to get it right, make it so no one can see the seams, not even me. Worn it so long now it sticks to my skin, impossible some days to peel away, takes a chunk of me with it when it goes. Till I don't know where it ends and I begin. Some days, I even forget it's there. On those days, I feel like a human, after all. Thank you.
Yo! Oh man, that was so outer space with it. No pun intended. Unmute yourself. Give it up for JT Shannon.
Love it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
That's
Yeah, so appreciate it.
storytelling right there.
Yeah, that is.
Soft and heartfelt and so involved. Oh, that was nice.
I relate to that so damn much, JT. Listen, I even got into it with the folks at a Department of Motor Vehicles because they wanted me to put my race and I put alien. And they didn't let me, you know what I mean? It was a whole big deal. But, you know, I totally feel like that. I totally got you on that, man. And then how you turn the poem, right? First of all, the name of the poem, right? He said, you know, because every day is like Rome for me. He said, I was a visitor from another world. If only I could find the truth. And then I had to admit the worst. I was stuck, or at least stuck amongst them. So I changed gears and I had to learn the language, right? Be the best one I can, right? That was the day I started making my mask. Damn it, JT. That's just heavy, right? Make it so good that people can't even see the seams, that I can't even see the seams. Don't even know where it ends and I begin. I love shit like that, JT Shannon. And you know, hey, you may have a boring Instagram name, but damn it, your words are nowhere near that. Appreciate you, sir. Really. A mainstay, make sure you're plugging in with JT Shannon. Final two poets, and then we're gonna come back to DG Clearing. We have another new voice this evening. Shout out Kate. This cat has been hanging out with us all night. Please unmute yourself, sir. I see that you've changed your name. I see you getting in the mix, right?
Yeah, I'm getting with it.
Fantastic. First of all, please pronounce your name for me.
My real name, Andres Reyes, but you could just call me Dre Reyes. And my handle here for Instagram is at DreRay90. And I gotta say, this is a dream come true, really, to be part of a New Eurekan Poets Cafe event. It's been something I've been wanting to do for like over a decade. But I just learned recently that there's an online platform. Thank you, Kate. And here I am. So this is really cool.
Welcome. Listen, we have been waiting for you. We have been waiting to hear from you. Where in the world are you plugging in from this evening?
I'm coming from Manchester, New Hampshire.
Okay. Manchester in the building. Look, You see how this is going all night. Let the folks know. You already did let them know how they can find you. Listen, we are looking forward to it. I am thankful that we have maintained this space and have been waiting to hear from you. Guess what? The stage is yours. Take it away.
Well, I didn't do a piece on the theme for tonight, but I do have some new material. It's actually my latest poem. It's called "The Revolution is Televised." Life has been like dull television programming for way too long, with a couple of commercial breaks layered in like lasagna with the same ingredients, a poetic bang, a peace of mind, a sense of happiness and love, all of which seem nothing but vivid pipe dreams sold on screens, failed attempts at selling broken merchandise. There have been times in which I just wanted to turn off the TV, but then I changed my cable plan, giving me access to new channels of thought. And that is how I was able to view you wonderful marathon of the best programming I've ever seen. Not only you have captivated me, I've grabbed that depression and distorted thinking, crumped it up in a little ball, shouted "Curry for 3" from way downtown, and nailed a beautiful fadeaway into the trash. Nothing but net. Fuck that. Let me grab that TV remote and snap that piece of shit in half as well. Deletes the obsolete. No need to turn up or down the volume or change the channel or turn it off. If we need to change the input settings, if he wants to play, no worries. We'll figure that out together. I want you just the way you are. DVD, Blu-ray, and 4K discs may be cool for some people, but I love you in your original form. No need for deleted scenes or special features. You are beautiful raw footage of poetry in motion, a walking revolution being televised 24/7, and I don't want to blink an eye. I want to take in every possible moment. So please, whatever you do, please do not cancel your programming, ever. Thank you.
Oh, you know what? After 177 weeks, it is still so good to breathe.
Wow.
Unmute yourself. Give
I
it
didn't
up
know
for
they
That's
expect
what's
with
up.
that.
That's what's
Do
up.
not.
That's
I
what's
didn't know
up.
what to
Your
expect with
original
that. Like you
self.
totally threw a curveball with that one.
Camera needed, no device
Thank you.
required.
Ah,
I'm gonna give you that, man. I'm gonna push it a little bit.
You
I'm
did
gonna
that.
give you that
You
energy.
did that. You did that.
Nice.
And
That was
Doc,
dope.
if you know, I don't know if you know Doc Cody, but I've read in Nashua, Manchester, and up in Concord, out of Boston. I used to go up and down that thing because of David Doc Cody. I don't know if you know him, but he's gone now. But great man.
No, listen. This is why I said we've been waiting to hear from you, right? The revolution will be televised. Indeed. Curry for 3. Like, come on, that's just the guy. Vivid pipe dreams sold on screen. Now, I'm trying to think of what channel you could have been talking about. Could have been MSNBC, maybe CNN, maybe Fox, maybe ABC, maybe CBS, maybe NBC, maybe C-SPAN. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe you were watching all of them and they just call it the news. I don't know. Just love the way you are, right? I just love you in your original form. Beautiful, raw footage. Listen, this is what we do. We are that, right? Again, you didn't hear me though, but shout out new shit, right? Always come through with the new shit. Appreciate that, right? But we are the beautiful raw footage of our inspiration, of this poetry, of all of this, right? And we are working together to develop all of these negatives into beautiful images of poetry. So thank you for coming and joining the greatest community in the world. All right, 2 more things to do. Last poet of the evening, we have reached the closer. And I think this poet has, I want to say that he's got the cheat code. Because for some way, he keeps finding himself in the closing spot. I don't know how he does it, but here he is again. Prince of Peace in the building. Unmute yourself. Let the folks know where they can find you online. Always great to see you. Close it out this evening. Come on.
My name is Principe. You can find me at Instagram at Principe Giddy Jr., all lowercase. Here's my poem. It's called The Third Eye. Magic isn't real unless you pay attention. Listen with your third eye. Do you see a pocket full of glaring light? Pay attention. The light is searing and trying to tell you something. It has been summoned. The light, that is, like a hand to a trigger, something in triggering the trigger to be used. Maybe it's a feeling. Maybe it's a sensation. No, it's both. How does the light cope with something? Maybe you think and react, or think and retract. Both because they are the same. Poem.
So he's just gonna come through and just act like a prism and just scatter all this light. Yeah, come on, man. We appreciate that. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Principe.
Oh, Principe, man. I love what you wrote.
Thank you.
I love the
Principe, so
stuff
good. Thank you.
wrote in honor of hip hop. That was
Nice way to
dope.
close out the night. I appreciate that.
Indeed.
The amazing thing about you, to take a page from Kite,
Lovely, 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 lovely.
to love poetry so much that you would do it from the car. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh,
to
yeah.
do it from the car, that you
Come
love
on.
it so much.
That's
Come
awesome, man.
on. Right?
That's
There ain't no
awesome.
stopping me. There ain't no stopping, right? I don't care if I got to pull over on the side of the road, which I have done before. Pull over on the side of the road because I got to rip this poem, right? Listen, poetry ain't gonna wait, right? It wakes me up. Inspiration wakes me up, right? When you're seeing through your third eye, like Principe was talking about, when you see through your third eye, when you're paying attention to it, when it's in focus, you see a lot more than you expect, right? Like the light, it just, like I said, he showed up as a prism this evening and he just started scattering all these colors from the light that he emits. So thank you, Principe, for closing us out this evening. Before I move on to the end, I would like to unmute everyone, especially my good friend DG Clearing, who would like to share something with someone. Please, DG, take it away.
Hey, everybody. It is CC's birthday today. We're going to sing him happy birthday. So on 3, 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear CC. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Make a wish and blow them out.
Make a wish and blow them out.
On 3, 1.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Nice.
That's
Happy
what I'm
birthday,
talking
CC.
about. I love this community so
No.
Many more, many more.
CC does it pretty good.
Many more. All right. I'm not gonna ask you when it started, but I'm just gonna pray for many more. All right. I love those pictures, man. I really love the fact that you brought that and you shared your family with us. For everyone who came and shared their family with us this evening, shared their lineage, their history, their ancestry with us this evening, thank you all. It really makes a difference, right? It really means the world to not just me, but you have to know that everything that you've said this evening, every poem, every piece of every poem that you read this evening has touched every single person in this room. Please know that. Please. Make sure you are plugging in with everything the New Eurekan does, all right? Get online, get you some merch, represent in your corner of the world. Let them know that you are a poet. Let them know that you invest in creativity in all its magnificent forms. Thank you all for hanging out, from the opener this evening, Mr. Tez, to the closer and Principe. And again, happy birthday to CC. Happy homegoing to Zomkonto's grandmother. Listen, it has been an amazing evening, y'all. I love all of y'all. We'll finish the night like this until we meet again. May this energy we conjured this evening supercharge the rest of your week. Take this power, inspire others, energize creativity as we all hope to do through the spirit of Miguel Agarin. Your voice is appreciated. necessary, and always valuable in this space. Thank you for sharing it with us. On behalf of the greatest community in the world, it has truly been a pleasure spending Monday night with y'all. Until next week, y'all. Peace. Blessings.